All right. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the January 24, 2026 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Nice as in the word saint spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk, every Thursday at 9 p.m. and also co-star Street Focus Sundays at 6.
Yep.
That's what's up. We got Brother Afro Agnostic, star of Afro Agnostic videos on social media and co-star of Objective Deconstruction that we do still have on cue to do today if you still want to do that about the Republican and the Democrat situation. Then we got Brother Student X, star of Mutant Politics. What's going on with your shirt? And contributor to Objective Deconstruction. We got Infamous El Pooh, star of Spin That Back. And then we got Mr. Floyd X, the boss man. What's going on with your shirt? Also co-star of Street Focus on Sundays at 6 p.m.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about this Sunday. All the stuff that's happening in these YouTube streets, we can't keep up with it. So much going on. Everybody fighting. Dude's getting his ass whipped by a porn star who had sex with his wife. All kind of shit going on. So we got to talk about it. YouTube, Focus Up, Street Focus. Every Saturday, 6 p.m.
Sunday,
6 p.m.
That's what's up. Brother Walk, what's going on with you, sir?
You're muted.
I got a few things popping today. Can y'all hear me? Is it clear?
Yeah.
All right. I got a few things popping today. I didn't think I was gonna make the show, but this is very important. So I'm here ready to rock. Just don't come to me first, nice guy.
Okay, cool. All right. It's good. You gotta tell me, let me know. Good work. So Afro Agnostics, what's going on with you, sir?
Oh man, I'm here, man. I'm holding close to the lifeboat, trying to steer in the opposite direction. That's a metaphor. I don't know. Yeah.
What's up, Brother Student X, live from the dojo? What's going on with you, sir?
Yes, sir. And it smells like a dojo too. Let me tell you, you know what I mean. But hey, look, impromptu. I want to be the judge here of U5, your best b-boy stance. You know what I mean? Let me see the b-boy pose real quick. You know, your best b-boy pose real quick. Who got the best one here real quick?
Right here.
I gotta get there. So I do the old school, like man, you can't show it on there.
Okay, yeah, word. Okay, it's a tie. All y'all was straight. You represented.
What's up, Mr. Floyd X? What's going on with you, sir?
Chilling, man. It's Sunday or Saturday, I'm just here enjoying the weekend, ready to get the show going. It's been a long, busy week looking at all these YouTube videos, trying to keep up, see what's going on with the 5150 versus the world.
Yeah, we see your cap. So speaking of cap, but yeah, Infamous El Pooh, what did it do, sir?
Yes, sir. Just in here, bringing up the rear. Let's get it going. All
right, let's get to the get. First thing up, rest in peace. The hip-hop world is mourning the loss of Damien Elove Matthias, a behind-the-scenes architect whose image helped define rap's political imagination. For decades, the silhouette stood frozen inside the crosshairs of Public Enemy's iconic logo, one of the most recognizable symbols in music history, and the image became shorthand for confrontation, resistance, and Black truth-telling in an era when hip-hop demanded to be heard. So anyways, I said erroneously before that it was DMC, but it was E-Love that was the motivation behind the Public Enemy silhouette. But as it turns out, I'm hearing that he's got a lot of producer credits. He's played a critical role in Tupac's career. I mean, a lot more and more. I thought this guy was basically just like, LL, sort of like homie, the tough guy, the stoic guy. But you know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, he did a whole lot of things. So rest in peace to that legend.
I want to say real quick, it's me, ain't no thing, can't complain, get cash like a motherfucker, pass it to James. That's the only time I heard him rap in the song Get Down. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody else got something to say about this, brother?
Just that that logo is just iconic, classic. I use it to this day so much, and it's meant a lot in my life. You know what I mean? So that alone, that contribution alone, made this brother big. And just looking at some of the history behind it, that's a show in and of itself. But R.I.P. to that brother.
And we have another rest in peace, DJ Mike T of Compton's Most Wanted. So again, this is another tragedy of us going way too soon. You know what I'm saying? And this is a dude. I mean, you can always tell how much a person is loved by the fallout. You know what I'm saying? The people coming in. So you see DJ Premier, all these DJs, because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that you never know about, that these people have these connections. And I'm just saying, I saw a lot of DJs reaching out to this dude, at least speaking on this dude. So it's a testament to, his contribution to basically the legacy. You got something to say about this? Say, brother Afro Agnostic. Even about our CMW? I should probably keep this kind of more what? Mr. Floyd X. I know you're a big CMW.
Come on, I know CMW. I used to listen to CMW, one of my favorite groups. Compton Straight Checking them, one of the best albums out there.
Is that the one with One Time Gaffing Them Up? Or
that's the first one. That was the first album.
Okay.
They Still Gaffling was on Straight Checking them. They Still Gaffling. This young black. Yeah, that shit was fire. But salute to that brother Mikey T. I didn't get the chance to watch none of his podcasts, but I believe he had like a podcast show or something. But salute to that brother, man. Compton's Most Wanted. Rolling so deep.
Yeah, he was definitely instrumental behind the scenes. And on Straight Checking Him, he did have they had a song dedicated to him, DJ Mike T. You know how the rappers would rap about the DJ. So on Straight Checking Him, the MCA has a song about DJ Mike T. Rest in peace, brother.
That's what's up. And you got something to say about this infamous El Poo, CMW?
Well, yeah, just one more thing. Mike T was also helping DJ Slip with the beats too on the first 3 albums. So salute, rest in peace.
Hey, the brother said I need speech therapy.
Was it you? Or I was thinking hopefully that was a song that Mike T was a DJ on.
Oh.
I was trying to look for something positive.
Hey, just out of curiosity, how did the brother pass away?
That's not out there as far as I know.
Oh, okay. Word.
And actually, I probably I don't know how Ela passed away as well, but what they have, both of them passed away from way too soon. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of RIP, Corey Holcomb, talking about Anton Daniels' family.
Oh man, oh man.
Look,
go ahead. What?
You said not to go to you first, but
all right, listen. I'm a fan of the 5150 show, so I'll be watching all this stuff closely. You know what I'm saying? So I seen it from beginning to end. I was watching it live when it happened. So last week, Corey Holcomb came out and disrespected Anton Daniels' wife and his daughter, his 16-year-old daughter. He spoke real ill of her, and she ended up subsequently getting bullied because there was people who watched 5150 and apparently know who the daughter is. And she was, according to Anton, she was in the principal's office crying. He had to disenroll her from school, and he got to figure out what he's going to do next. He's canceling all of her events. She's an athlete. Was scheduled to be in the U.S. Olympics, according to Anton Daniels, and he got to refigure everything out. So it was a big blow that he took. And according to Anton Daniels, his reply, he said, "Corey Holcomb and Craig Smith, y'all won. I'm broken. He came to pity party. I look at it and playing the victim, but I'm gonna stop talking, see what everybody else got to say, because there's more to it. But what did y'all take from that?"
I'll say I've been saying this for the past 7 years. Corey Holcomb's a bitch nigga. I don't know if we could say that on the show, but I'm saying it. He's a sucker. He's a coward. He's a chicken. I've seen this dude. He a big dude who probably used his size to intimidate, but he got punched in the mouth and he fucking cowered and he backed down. And now he's coming with little covert ways to get at this guy. Talk about Anton Daniels. Why are you going to talk about his 16-year-old daughter? 16. Come on, bro. That's totally disgusting. Even if he talked about the wife, we get that. We grown ups. But a little kid, calling her ugly and all that way out stuff he said. Straight sucker move. He's a cowardly chicken, and I'm not gonna speak on this bitch ass no more either.
That's what's up. Brother Alpha Agnoxis, you got something to say about this?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I was introduced to Holcomb about 2014, something like that. I thought he was a good comedian, but later when I started seeing his interviews and then later his show, I was like, man, this dude is trash, man. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, what Walk said, he ain't even hard like he projects himself to be. And I think, it's just dusty behavior, man. He berates women so much, man. Like he uses the B word like 100 times per show. So it ain't surprising to me that, he has a terrible relationship. He talks about his own daughter on this show, talks about his own daughter, his own mother. I don't see anybody, to me, even the other dude, what value do they have outside of comedy, outside of small petty business loans, Anton Davis? I mean, who are these people? What are they even debating? But anyway, that's another topic.
Student X, how you feel about this?
Yeah. I don't know how Corey bounces back from this because, he seemingly, in the manosphere, as you all like to refer to it, he had the upper hand, but this right here just totally broke all the rules, all the rules altogether. So, again, this is going to be tough for him, and hey, you got to deal with it.
Well, hey, let me say this, Mr. Nice Guy. The reason that the show is called The Rules of Engagement is because when it comes to warfare, and they are apparently at war, there are no rules to this. Anton was like, I thought wives and children was off limit. There is no rules, dude. Ain't no rule. You come to somebody's house and try to trash it, and then you go on a war tour disrespecting the man, talking about, I'll beat Corey Holcomb's ass. I would have did this. I went in his backyard. I was in his backyard, and I whipped his ass in. I showed you. He trash. He's talking all this shit. And so, what did Corey? Corey didn't say nothing all week. So guess what? He come back the next show, trash your family. And now you talking about you broke it and you crying, having a pity party. Me personally, I used to watch Anton Daniels, but I don't feel sorry for you because you went to that man's house and tried to trash them. You protect your family by being a respectable man and dealing with people respectfully. That's how you protect your family, Mr. Anton Daniels.
No, that's real talk. Just the horseback on what brother was saying is that in my youth, man, I'm just so thankful that I didn't have, the potential blowback that could have visited me that maybe had visited others, because, you're right. In war, even though we have bodies of government to come together and make rules of war, they're oftentimes broken. But, one of the ways that you can, protect yourself is how you interact with other people. Because even if they have the negative in their heart to where they want to harm you, just how you engage them could disarm them. You see what I'm saying? That's why when we talk about the police and whatnot, we just say, look, man, Rachel, Look, some of us applaud your efforts, but, being that aggressive, you were turning away from the officers, you should handle that with more care. You'll be alive. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up.
Yeah, bring them back.
How you they handle people is major.
Infamous El Poo. Now we're not about to do that. Infamous El Poo, go ahead. Let you have a talk before we get there volleying on these points.
Look, the lion underestimated the bear. The bear don't play fair. And let's see how this plays out.
Okay.
Yeah, I say screw all that. Look, at the end of the day, I agree. When it's war, there's no rules to war, but this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? There's still a way that you conduct yourself. Because again, you're a black man tearing down another black woman. You ain't got nothing to do with that. You got an issue with this black man, this particular black man. But you're gonna go after two black women that really don't have no part in that. So again, I think that's disgraceful. But this is the type of stuff that we're seeing. Because cue up the video. We see how this dude treats and respects women.
Wait. Before we move on to that, I got one more point to make. Mr. Anton Daniels say he didn't know women and children was included. Well, because he has a big mouth, somebody found a video of him trashing Hebrew Israelites women and Hebrew Israelite children. Let's take a look.
Y'all was over there making it difficult, burning incense and sage, and y'all was over there putting smoke in the air, and y'all had y'all fucking fringes and y'all chicks was looking dusty as fuck, right? And so I'm looking at these women, and the women's breath stink, the kids is dirty and nasty, and y'all chicks was looking dusty as fuck, right? And so I'm looking at these women, and the women's breath stink, the kids is dirty and nasty.
That's a man who said, "I didn't know you protect women, and I thought women and children was not a part of it." Yeah,
that's foul too. That's foul too.
I will say that.
Big mouth, and you got stuck, Mr. Anton. Go ahead, Afro.
No, I think this dude, what's his name, Anton Daniels?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're pretty much the same people. Just they have a different kind of like the Republicans and the Democrats in a sense. I mean, they own the same shit. They have the same values. And your boy is like just an underground ghetto black Howard Stern, man. I don't even know, his ideas are not even worth outside of comedy. They both offer no value. Again, small business loan, maybe I'll listen to Anton Daniels, but anything other than that, what do they even have to say? And I would just say to what Student X was saying, when you acquiesce to power, it doesn't make people ease up. It's not the way you act, it's the way that they're acting. It's not your response to their acting. You can look at numerous videos when people acquiesce, when they act weak, the aggressor gets more aggressive. 9 times out of 10, they get more aggressive. So he didn't have to punch back. He didn't have to even show up on the show. Holcomb says these things all the time about his own mama, his own daughter. So what makes you think he'll be, principled?
Concepts. All right, let's go play this again. Wrong is wrong is wrong. To me, it's never a function about, well, this person did that. Guess what? Y'all were both wrong. But yeah, go ahead and play this video of what he did with this female comedian. Now, this happened in 24, but the video just came out.
Yeah, this is a video.
Let's say, hold on. Let's not say female. Let's just say her name, Christy Payne.
Yeah, this is Christina Payne. This is her assaulting Corey Holcomb's hand with her face.
Sucking shit. Sucking shit. Go ahead, Walk.
56 years old.
Famous,
60.
famous words of E40. Nigga don't act like a bitch. That's what Corey Holcomb is. I'm telling you, he didn't do that with Antoine Daniels, but he quick to hit a chick. Look, when I was on vacation in the California Department of Corrections, I've seen dudes talking about beating up chicks, but scared to take the fade when a nigga was calling them out. I seen it. That's what that breeds. You quick to hit a chick, but you scared to fight a man. He's a buster. He's a bitch. That's who Corey Holcomb is. But I'm not gonna speak on him no more after that sentence.
But I mean, I feel you on the there's an urge in me to call him a little B, call him a little, but we kind of endorse the same things that he talks about his misogyny when we do so, man. We just call him he's less than a man. He's not fully human. And like the little jokes about it is kind of, it's a little dehumanizing. And lastly, that looked like a right cross to me. It looked like a right cross, almost like a coming off a right hook.
Well, he crossed the line no matter what. Go ahead, Mr. Floyd X. What'd you say?
For the record, as far as I know, that situation has already been adjudicated. They both have restraining orders against each other. And she did an interview with TMZ. She said that she got the video. She got hold of the video the day after they went to court. I believe they went to court sometime in 2025. So she had the video for a while. They asked her, are you going to repress charges or try to get it since you got video footage? And she didn't answer. She didn't answer with a clear question. I don't know if she's hiding something or what's going on, but it seemed kind of fishy because she couldn't answer the question clearly.
Due diligence, man. Okay, Floyd X, appreciate that.
Oh wait, no. She was crying. She was distraught about the whole situation because the police didn't want to press charges against him. They just took it like nothing happened. That's what happened during that interview. She was crying the whole
Let me
time,
play it.
Floyd.
Let me play it. Let me play it so
She
everybody
barely could
the
speak.
judge.
Go
Let me
ahead.
play. I'm gonna play the video.
I mean, I I
I know you say you're in fear for your life. We mentioned the fact that he got a restraining order against you.
We have a restraining order against each other.
And you have one against him as well.
And
Since
because
then,
he brought the liars to court and confused the judge, and we didn't have the video yet. So we literally got the video the day after court, literally. So I never went back to pursue like, oh, let me get an appeal or nothing like that. Like my attorney literally kind of gave up after she was getting defamed in her character and everything. You can see on his how horrible he would speak about me and her, and literally it's horrible. Like,
So
thank you, Walk.
Go ahead.
No, I said thank you, Walk, for bringing that up. Exactly. So I'm just.
The judge, the lady, her attorney happens to be the lady, if you remember the O.J. Simpson trial, the lady who was on the trial of O.J. Simpson's team. That's her.
Marcia Clark?
Not Marcia Clark.
Marcia Clark was the prosecutor.
Oh, no, opposite, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Defense.
Thank you for your due diligence too, Walt.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff. Infamous El Poo. Everybody been jumping in front of you, man.
Not me. I'm sitting back.
You got something to say about
this comment right here. It says forced tears, and I agree with that.
Oh my goodness.
Block, who was that? Block that mother effer.
It was. If you watch the beginning, she's sitting there trying to push him out. They was like, say something, trying to get her to say something. That crying.
I didn't know Curry was an acting coach. I didn't know, man.
You guys got to understand that people react differently. People express emotionally differently. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when people attribute human behavior to animals, that this, they literally have a term for it. But I'm just saying that, people are different. So this whole
trauma. A lot of times when people express trauma, they talk it in a flat tone. There's no, well, I guess that's just the opposite example, but people express it differently.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, to me, I lean on the genuine. I lean on the victim, who's clearly the victim in the situation. I understand Student X. People
hold up. Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. I understand Student X that there's a lot of times where you get these accusations where it's not true, and that's you just kind of wait to find out. But I'm saying in this case, we actually know. But go ahead, Mr. Student X. That's what I was saying.
I'm gonna start with, and I won't be long. I'm gonna start with a poll. To you all, yes or no? Is it ever okay to slap a female if you're a man?
Paul, there's a situation. Yes, there's a situation. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so in that, so with me in this situation, I honestly don't have enough context. You know what I mean? Now we already established that Corey could be on some suckish stuff. You know what I mean? That's already been established. You know what I mean? But first I just want to ask and kind of find out where you guys were at on that. You know what I mean? I do believe there is situations, where it's okay if you're a man to go ahead and let someone know. And this goes back, to what we were talking about earlier too, is that we stay in this culture because we stay in the first world country to where we have protections for everybody, and then some people they go above and beyond a Call of Duty, with that understanding, because even though we have these protections and you could litigate, it doesn't mean something negative can happen to you. So if your goal is to avoid something negative happening to you, then there are rules to the game, that you could decrease the likelihood of situations happening. And if you're a woman popping out to a man, we get to, saying some things, then, there could be consequences, straight up, right or wrong. I'm not, right or wrong, there could be consequences.
Well, let me just say, you're kind of presuming that she possibly or some way hit him first.
I'm not presuming anything. I have no idea about anything. You know, I'm just bringing it up. No questions.
Outside of her hitting him, why would he need to hit? If it was
exactly. You asked the question, yes, or you asked a yes or no question. The context was there a circumstance when it's violence, not when someone's just sitting there talking, you know, clearly more than an arm's length away. You know what I'm saying? That
well, no, I mean, all we got was a few seconds in that clip. You know, I have no idea what the whole context of the situation was. You know what I mean? You know myself. You know what I mean? But to me, in that circumstance, if someone's just mouthing off words to you as a man, you have the ability to just walk away, you know what I mean? And so if you want to know how I feel, you know, in that situation particularly, there's no way that it should have escalated to him, you know, slapping her, you know what I mean? I think that was whack, you know what I mean? You know, but I just want to kind of poll the question to see where you guys were at on that subject in general, you know, in terms of a man exercising force on a woman, you know what I mean? You know, and that's it.
If someone hits you, all bets are off. So again, if you get hit and you hit somebody back, that's one thing. You don't sit there and you see a video where they're basically talking for like 5 seconds and then haul off and hit her. Nah, this is a literally bang bang type situation if you're the victim of violence. I'm just saying
that never said she hit him.
That's not the situation here. That's you basically sitting there. Look, I understand. Do what you can do what you can to deliver yourself from these situations, to de-escalate whatever. But guess what? The people that actually do these things, they need to be held accountable too. So let's just not put it on there.
And here in America, you know, it usually happens.
I mean, if you're deep into the patriarchy, you got to go back to exercising physical force over women. I mean, that is a
man too.
Let's be adults and let's try to avoid doing that. But let me give you an example of one man handling a female. Cue up that cam video. Cue up that cam video. This is how a man can address a woman in a very dominant way.
You have a girlfriend right now, Kim?
I don't need nobody to protect and provide for me. I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying to say.
You're a man. I wouldn't expect that. So as a woman, if I share my body with a man, I shouldn't expect him to want to protect and provide for me. That's what you would teach your fucking daughter? That's what you would teach your daughter?
Oh, teach your daughter. I'm sorry.
She just having sex with a man that doesn't want to protect and provide for her? Like what?
The problem is this: you want to protect.
You think men and women are equal?
No. What I'm trying to explain to you is this: for me, I rather invest in my female than give my female, and that's the problem.
You never invested in me
because you had bad investments. That's why you're in nursing school.
That's not why I'm in nursing school. I've been working on my nursing degree since fucking 2019.
Why you don't have it yet?
I opened the business to help me get through nursing school.
Which was
passive income.
Which was a bad investment.
Ouch.
All right, so slam dunk.
That's low hanging fruit, man.
It just shows you that's a way, but nah, he bodied her. What you got to say about that, Student X?
Yeah, but that's how it should be done. You know what I mean? And male or female. You know, honestly, but the reality of it is we know that sometimes it doesn't go that way. And again, when I'm bringing up questions and circumstances, please don't anyone presuppose that you're in my mind. I'm just asking questions. And in this situation right here, again, that's how I like to roll. Use words, intellect. In all situations, diplomacy, what I mean? We're not seeing much of that, in the world today, and especially from our, so-called, leaders, here in America. But, in general, look, that's the brother that was picture perfect. I loved it.
El Pooh, what you think about that video?
Man, he shut her down. I mean, that's all that needs to be said. She had all that talk, and then when he said what he said, she said, that hurt my brain. So,
yeah, I gotta tell you, Cam, he gets more and more of my respect every day. We were supposed to address it on the show when he was telling Adrian Broner, I forgot the boxer, that was being disrespectful to the female on the show, and how he just basically just took control of that situation and deaded it. So again, that's an example of him just manning up and standing up and doing the right thing. Salute to brother Cam. So what do we got? You know what? This would be break time. I don't know how long you're going to be here, Walk. I was told that you might have to leave early. I just want to make sure that we address your can black people be racist situation. You want to do that now or after the break, or what's up with you, Brother Bob?
La Brea Trucking, for all of your trucking needs, East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast, North to South, South to West. If y'all saw the phone number, y'all need something transport or delivered, call him. He'll probably come pick you up or come pick it up with his trucker hat on and take it to where it needs to go.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. Salute to Sister Nidra. If you want to get it in person, go to the Petty Vice in Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace at the Crenshaw Mall.
Score Bar and Lounge, 7123 Franklin Boulevard. Go check them out. Go watch the games. The games today or tomorrow. The conference game tomorrow. The conference games tomorrow. Go check it out at the Score if you're in the Sacramento area. 7123 Franklin Boulevard.
Student X was right. He guessed right about who won last week.
Conspiracy Brothers strike again.
Okay. So somehow, y'all know, I'm trying to figure it out like I tried to last year. Somehow Green Bay is going to win and go to the Super Bowl this year.
Tickets, StubHub.
All right.
So we're going back in it. All right. So let's talk about it. Walk. You offered this this topic. Can black people be racist? You get first bite at the apple, brother.
Well, the reason that I brought this to the forefront is because Mr. Anton Daniels, when he was on that sucker nigga podcast, he did, like, the whole beginning of the show, I didn't agree with much that Anton Daniels was saying. And he came with those Republican talking points, black people, racist, reverse racism, all that bullshit. So he raised a point when he said that black people are sometimes more racist than white folks. So that's why I bring this up. And I really believe that it's really no way for black people to really be racist unless you are in position to control someone's destiny. Like if someone's looking for a job and you're denying them that job strictly on their race. Like me, I feel like I'm poor because I'm not, I make pretty good money, but I feel like I'm a poor man. I really can't affect a lot of a white race or different nationalities. I can't affect them unless I physically harm them. That's the only way I can really show my racism. Because other than that, I could talk all the fucking, I can't stand Mexicans or Arabians or whatever, all I want. It don't mean shit. It's just like a freaking poor ass country hillbilly talking about the N words and I can't stand them. They have no power to affect anyone's life. So I really don't feel anyone should be you unless you have power to change someone's destiny. You can't really be racist.
Brother, Afro Agnostics is not here, so
somebody in the comments asked, let's define what racist is. Anybody want to take a shot at that, defining what a racist is?
Well, it depends what the context. I felt like Walk pretty much established it. He's tying it to power, and I think that when most people are saying that black people can't be racist, it's really a function of power. Of course, they can be bigoted. Of course, they can be prejudiced. Of course, they can be discriminatory. You know, again, if you want to see an example of Black people being bigoted or discriminatory, why don't you just go to the Magic Johnson Theater and play a horror movie, and you see how we talk about all the white characters on the screen. I mean, that's just what it is. But I'm just saying it. It's a difference between talking about somebody because they're different, and it's a difference between talking about somebody in a way that's putting them down. So there's a big difference. So, you know, again, I think that's what's up. So I would say, Mr. Student X, how would you respond to this? Because really, your own definition, all that matters is how you respond to this particular question.
Yeah. Well, nowadays people change definitions. So depending on the definition you want to go with, if you want to go with the one that is just like on an individual level where, you know, prejudice, hatred, superiority, then okay, you could be racist. But that, you know, what really racist is you're talking about power, like what Walk was talking about, so, you know, if there is no systemic power or privilege, then you can't be racist. You know what I mean? So even deeper than just being like a manager on a job, making a hiring decision, you know, it has to be even deeper than that, you know? So, so yeah, depending on what you're rolling with, you know, then yeah, I believe we can have prejudice and, you know, and hatred, I've seen it, and I get it, but again, we don't have that type of power where we could be racist.
Hey, real quick, let's read that last comment. That last comment that just popped up.
This right here?
Do me a favor and stop saying a Black person cannot be racist. I've seen Black people being racist every day. You need to stop it. Truly, please stop it. Bigfoot, can you please block his stupid ass?
No, don't block him, because the thing is that the reality of it is, again, it's the definition, and a lot of people don't even have the core definition and understanding of the word, sure, he seen probably a Black person do something, to a person because they were white, and so that's in his mind or her mind, that's racist, but again, like I said, but that's not that, that's not what racism is, is just doing something bad to somebody because you don't like them, there's other words for that,
Brother, let me say this real quick. Hey, and Bigfoot, and I seen the other guy too. That's my ongoing skit or shtick when I say Black people. I'm not really blocking y'all goofy ass dudes, but yeah, but that's just what I say. But yeah, you say all you want, but yeah, go ahead, people.
It's salute, Walk. I feel like what you got to say about this?
Man, I disagree with most of that stuff in the ISIS paper, Frances Cress Welsing, but one statement she said is that if you don't understand white supremacy, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. And I substitute the racism for that. Most people don't understand racism. I mean, it's a sociological phenomena. It has, take for instance, racism is a 20th century word. It was invented in the 1930s, 1920s, 1930s. It didn't even exist. But yet slavery existed, colonialism existed, segregation existed. So they try to get all these things that happen in different areas of human activity to Black people that keep Black people down and try to sum it up in a single word, So, but it's very complex and a lot of people conflate it, and that's the root of the issue when people try to say Black people can be racist, because they're looking at a very simple, reductive understanding of it.
Well, hey, let me say that. Let me ask a question. Or for me personally, with the can a Black people be racist? I looked at one of my favorite rappers, Kool Moe Dee. I looked at him being racist when he said Eminem cannot be on the top 50 list because he's not Black, or I think he said Puerto Rican or people of culture. He excludes Eminem from being in his top 50 list. Is that being a racist?
I agree. I think that's a good example, because now you're in a situation where we do have power because we define the culture. So now if he's basically saying that you're a guest, you don't whatever, I think that would be a form of absolutely what we're talking about. it's nothing on the level that we're talking about. But I'm just talking about as far as fundamentally the essence of what it is.
Yeah, I would say no, because first of all, does Kumo D have like a vote or something that, solidifies people in these positions, or he's just giving his opinion as an artist, where he's at, you know what I mean? So no, it has to be like organizational, institutional, something that can inflict pain, control, it doesn't meet the definition, at all.
Yeah, I think that was absolutely ridiculous. That was a few years ago. We did a show on that too with Kumo D. That was absolutely ridiculous to keep Eminem out the top 50. Come on now. But I respect his opinion. That's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm glad that he's not on some type of board to push Eminem out. Come on, man. Eminem done killed a lot of brothers in Cyprus, bro. A lot. Talib Kweli said like he was just there cutting people's heads off. Talib was like, I don't feel like rapping today. Yeah.
Lyrics. Fuck them lyrics. He ain't got no swag. He ain't got no swag.
I agree with that, brother. You know what I mean? Look, I understand,
Yeah.
Yeah, you said he ain't even from
the soil, man. He don't know nothing about. He never went to a Detroit school, never raised in the Detroit neighborhood. I'm saying, like, that's one thing. Yeah, like lyrical miracle people, but man, for me, rhythm, delivery, your voice, your inflection, like he can never be on the Tupac level, never.
So he's in your top 50.
Man, bro, you ain't got no swag.
Is he in your top 50, Afro? Is he in your top 50?
Yeah, in the top 50. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we saying. That's all we saying. You know what I'm saying? He in the top 50. You know what I mean? My God, cool. He gave me the top 50.
Came in the top 50. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I guess that's my racism, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, dealer's choice. What do you want to? What do we want to address next? What's hitting with you?
The Lakers or the Trump versus NATO? Nicki Minaj, Ice.
What you want to do?
Trump.
All right.
Trump.
Okay. Let's talk about Trump versus NATO. Okay. Yes.
Uh-oh.
So again, this is a person that.
Thanks for making that.
So, Board of Peace logo is basically is basically a UN logo repainted in tacky fake gold and with the world reduced to only North. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This is some clown stuff that's going on over there. It makes you wonder that what if everybody just decides to join BRICS and then it's just America left outside of it? What would be the fallout? I mean, what's the game plan? What's the end goal here? I'm just saying that it's just like, he's just trying to alienate these people that basically create your power, or at least add to your power. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what the purpose is. I should probably pass this off to someone else because I never can really make a whole lot of sense out of what this brother's doing. Go ahead, brother Walk. You look like you got something to say.
Trump is leveling the playing field, baby. There are countries that we have been protecting for years. Our military, they walk around freely making money with no fear of Russia, China, none of that. Because we the big homie. But they're not paying their fair share. They're not paying their fair share. So Trump looking at NATO like, what's the point of all this? We policing the whole damn planet. So listen, you better come correct. It's time for everybody to start paying and buying American products. Are you lucky I'm not in my house? I will have my flag right the hell behind me, baby. Don't tread on me, nigga.
El Pooh, you get first bite at the apple. Or you second bite? What you feel about this?
They walk his Anton Daniels #2.
Hey, clip that. That was funny.
Floyd,
reminds me of some of these little game bangers out here on the internet these days, just talking reckless and just putting their whole hood at jeopardy. He doesn't speak for everybody in the United. Well, he does because he's the president.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's ways to handle this. You can do it diplomatically behind the scenes. You don't have to put stuff in tweets and truth posts and stuff like that. I just think he's just impulsive. the way that he insulted the NATO, saying that they didn't do anything for us. What about 9/11? That's the only time Article 5 was ever implemented. So that was just an insult. This man that doesn't even he doesn't even know if he wants to take over Greenland or Iceland. He doesn't know the difference. Man, I don't know. Man. I ain't got no words for this dude.
Student Ed, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so the thing is that, I don't have confidence in Trump. Let me say that. Obviously, I didn't vote for him. But even still, all that I've seen, I wouldn't change any advice or counsel I've given, before, pre-election. The core problem here with NATO is that the United States has abused and weaponized NATO for non-NATO purposes, and originally the whole thing about NATO was it was created, to stop the expansion of then the Soviet Union post World War II. There was some fun. I'm not gonna go into all the history and whatnot and bore you, but that was that's the core problem that's going on with NATO. So what Trump is doing, I appreciate, because NATO is going to get us, to World War III a whole lot faster. Europe is threatening Russia, and Israel's acting a damn fool, all because America has had their back, in prior administrations to do whatever the hell that they wanted to do. And Trump, even though he has already, allowed some things to happen, he still is holding reins and holding this thing back. You know what I mean? So, the United States, NATO is already dead. It's crumbling right now. We're not going to see headlines that's been dissolved. It's just going to disintegrate and go away.
Yeah, Iran might have something to say about that. What you got to say, Afro agnostics?
Yeah,
Iran.
All I hear is right-wing propaganda, narratives, simple. Look, the NATO was started by the United States. It was prompted by the United States and the British Empire, or rather, shall I say, the United States Empire and the British Empire. It was set up to fight against the Soviet Empire. Why? To control territorial expansion of each empire. These were imperial. It was a Cold War. You know what I'm saying? This is the tool of the Cold War that empires, they were fighting each other. It's not that other people are not paying their fair share, or it's that the NATO is not living up to it was an imperialist tool in the first place. And what did homeboy say? Churchill, we don't have permanent friends. We only have permanent interests. So when the United States cannot use it like they want to use it unilaterally, they want to have, control it for their specific ends. Sometimes their ends and their interests conflict. Then they abandon it, just like they created the UN. But when it's no longer useful for them, when people of color may have more an advantage of it in it, then they abandon it and make up this other shit, which really preserved their interest. This shit was board with the United States in the center of it, and Trump with veto power. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just one tool for another tool. The screwdriver don't work.
So I mean, what are you saying? Are you saying it's good for America or bad for America?
Everything is relative. It's better than the Trump's peace board. Absolutely. The UN.
I agree with both of you guys. What both of you guys are saying is correct. What Trump did with Moderna, that was totally illegal. But Trump also, it's like, what you gonna do about it? Like a wrestler. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah. People are gonna show what they're gonna do. Promo. One thing you can count on: people responding to a bully. People don't acquiesce. Some people do. Some people don't. The BRICS, as an example, is one response. You got. I'm sorry, I'm eating this trail mix. You got a lot of different people responding. Oh shit! Yeah, okay. It's like Venezuela is going to cause some smaller countries to band together. You're going to create alliances against you. So.
Hey, the MP of Denmark had a response for Trump being a big bully. Let's see what he had to say to Donald Trump.
President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, fuck off. Når det er sagt,
that's that bully stuff.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that was the Danish Empire. They occupied, took over Greenland, indigenous land. You know, these empires, they try to justify and sound moral. I'm more. You're doing the right. They all doing the same shit. It's an imperial war.
Trump. Trump got that. Gonna have that in the back of his mind for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
You ever heard from El Poo? After I hear from El Poo, I got a comment. You know, the man.
He started off on this one.
Yeah, he spoke on.
Yeah. Well, just the last one I wanted to make on the subject is that Mr. Nice had brought up, Iran might have something to say about that, and it's more, I would say, Russia and China more than anything, but Russia in particular, because the real reason right now for the rapid acceleration of NATO's crumbling and disintegrating is how weak of a response it's been against the attack on Ukraine. If you guys want to call it attack on Ukraine, now Russia, they have every right to do what they've done and what they're doing, is my stance and my position, but the fact that, that Russia has withstood and continue to make it advancing and winning that war is already won in Ukraine, and that was dealing against NATO and Europe, then that right there is already just a crushing blow to NATO. It's not doing anything, it's not serving a purpose. The last thing I'll say real quick is that also the Putin came out when Bush Jr., I think it may have been the first Bush, but when one of the Bushes was president, Putin came out and was like saying, hey, look, we want to join NATO. And the symbology of that was there's no longer a Soviet Union, there's no longer a threat. Let's allow us to come in, and then we can end this whole Cold War altogether. It was declined from the United States government. Then they wanted to have a boogeyman because they know Russia is no punk, and they're not going to be pushed around. So that's it.
So it's the United States, not NATO, as to why the Russia.
Well, the NATO is United States, and that's the point. Trump is like, dude, we're carrying. You guys are causing all this conflict and trying to bring America in with you. So we want to sever that. America's not tied in and having to support some stuff we don't even want nothing to do with.
That's one perspective.
Because of Article 5.
It also sounds like the United States is losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Listen, what?
All right.
We putting the squeeze on these countries. Watch what's about to happen in the next year. Watch what you're gonna see with Russia. We just took one of their oil tankers. Russia like, I want it back. You ain't getting it back. No. Yeah.
I'm saying the United States has always wanted a unilateral world, one superpower. And China and Russia are threats to that. And those threats don't seem to be abating.
Yeah.
So the United States is losing. And
unilateral power is done. That's done. It's a multilateral power. For sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna revisit this. We're gonna revisit this in about 8 months.
Yeah, well, don't forget, Trump is purposely trying to destroy the economy, this economy that we're sitting on. So things aren't going to get better; they're actually going to get worse. You know what I mean?
It's about to be $2 a gallon.
I'm having a brain eureka. Hold on. She said Trump is purposely trying to
destroy this economy.
Destroy the economy.
You know what? I don't have to ban her, but this might be conspiracy theory. But go ahead, student. Explain
Look, conspiracy brothers. We win all the time now. I told y'all about the Patriots. You know what I mean? Y'all saw that bad call at the end, and then the quarterback for Denver is just out now. He injured. You know what I mean? He played the rest of the game, but now he injured. You know what I mean? Look, mark my words, man. But yeah, you know what I mean? Look, this is where we at, gentlemen. You know what I mean? This is the real deal. Conspiracies, are real today.
Let's move on.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about ICE. Let's talk about what's going on with ICE. I mean, really, this connects to a lot of things, because this connects with the situation with Don Lemon and Nicki Minaj, because basically, the preacher there was supposedly being like a higher up in ICE, so there was a protest there, and he was just as a journalist. But they had the thousands of people out there marching in minus 20 degrees, to basically, protest ICE peacefully. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's what's going on. Mr. Alfred Agnostic, I know you want to talk about something particular about this.
Woo! I mean, okay, so ICE means immigration. What is it? Immigration, Customs Enforcement, right? So it's not really, they're the immigration police, but it's not really about ICE. It's about the immigration policy. Again, it's hard to sum this up, but when 80% of immigrants were white and only less than 20% were non-white, the federal government had zero concern about immigration. They didn't care about it. They didn't even care to write about it. There was no federal department to process people. There was no green card, no visa requirement, nothing. It was an open border. Just come through. Every time it fluctuated, first with Asians, that's the first time you had immigration policy. It was a restriction, exclusion, the Chinese Exclusion Act, and also the Page Act. And then when there was an uptick in the Mexican population, that was the first time they did mass deportations. They didn't even have the first time they did mass detentions. That was with Asian people. So anywhere where there's a challenge to white numerical superiority, because you remember, and I'm gonna wrap it up really quick. The first attempt to maintain the population was in the Constitution. It's called the Prohibition of Slave Importation. They was pro-slavery. They wanted, but they was like, "Hey, stop shipping these motherfuckers over here. They gonna start populating us. That's not cool." So this whole thing about ICE is about controlling non-white immigrant population.
El Pooh.
No. All right.
El Pooh, what you got to say about this, brother?
I ain't got nothing to say about it right now. I'll come back to me later.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay,
we know this whole immigration thing is about the birth rates of white people. There were more white folk that died than that was born. That's bad. That's a bad thing. So they're bringing in more. They don't mind a bunch of Canadians crossing the border or people coming over here or bringing them in as refugees if they coming from one of them war-torn countries and stuff like that over here. But as long as they're white, we get it. We know it's a bigger play at hand. So I totally understand that. I get it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm not in control of none of this. There's a bunch of Haitians that's going through hell right now. They come over, they beating the hell out of me. We seen that picture where it was like the dude on the horse whooping a goddamn brother. Like come on, it looked like some stuff from Django or something. But that's just what's going on. And I be feeling like we don't have a voice. We can yell from the mountaintop. No one cares because we're not really in control of this country. This is really a white control country, brother.
That's what's up. Student X.
Yeah, I mean, everything that Afro said, Walk said is true. However, there are some additional reasons why that right now this administration in particular and many of the supporters are so focused on this move, because everyday Americans, they're not thinking about not all of them at least, thinking about racial divides and population, but that is, if you're following the news, something that in Europe and everyone is concerned. But again, going back to this country here, is that what people don't understand is because you all see they're still building these wonderful, and there's all this money that's still around. America is in trouble. It's the acts that we're seeing this administration do are acts of desperation. So, when you have, a home where food is plentiful, the electricity works and everyone's happy, a dog and cat could live in the same house and they friends. The cat would be cuddled up with the puppy and the dog and everything, and everybody's good. But let that change the environment and let it be more scarcity. Let it be harder to find food. Then natural enemies, then they don't get along so well. And so right now, like I said, we're in hard times, difficult times coming. And when Biden opened up that border, man, they let all type of people come in. Our brother Yusuf, he would call them caterpillars. There are people here set to make mischief in this country right now. And right now, there are some people that need to be removed. So I've been perfectly okay with that. But then this wasn't the vision and what people had in mind when they voted for Trump to do this act. And how it's been implemented. And the focus. This wasn't what people signed up for. Hence, all those people out in Minneapolis in that negative 20 degrees. Saying we need to change this.
I think this is. I don't know. I'll wait. I don't know if PLX wants to go or something. Did you?
I just want to say salute to all the people in Minnesota, the ones that's protesting. Hopefully, y'all get those ICE agents out of there. And I heard one of the protesters say that they hope that the ICE agents get frostbite.
Ouch.
Yeah, I just read it's another shooting out there. Somebody got killed out there just this morning. So, man, it's going down out there.
Yeah, just a tip though. Really, to justify the racism, they say that this person is taking away your jobs and things like that. And so he asked a question about about the reality of scarcity. But who's creating the scarcity? These 3% illegal immigrants, or the 3% of industry tycoons that hire them? We know exactly where they are. They're in 3 or 4 industries. Who's hiring them? The person that's giving them money is saying, "Look, they taking away your money while they giving it to them." So I'm saying,
I don't disagree with you.
Okay, I'm done.
Hey, I got a message for ICE. I got a message for ICE.
Right.
I got a few aunties in New Orleans that's illegal. They from Honduras. Go get their ass. Sick of them bitches. That's it.
All right, so like, share, subscribe.
That's his best Corey Holcomb impression over there. You know what I mean? You just got to be talking bad about the brother.
Well, we appreciate all the comments. There was a lot of great comments out there. I think that dude was talking about me saying I look like Amish. That's okay. That's cool. That's what's up. So, again, we appreciate your interaction. We appreciate your interaction, and again, offer us. You can come. You go into the comments after the fact. We will respond to that. That might be something that we use for the next show. So again, engage with us. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Go ahead, Mr. Floyd.
Real quick, all to you YouTube fans and Adam22, Jump22, he got his ass whooped by the dude that had sex with his wife in the porn movie. If y'all want to watch it, it's on YouTube. And
we got it loaded up now. Shoot, go ahead, Mr. El Poo, go ahead and play it.
Go time. Oh shit. Never let a man fuck your bitch. Never let a man fuck your bitch. Oh no. Oh my God. Never. No. No way. Oh. Wait. No. This ain't going long. Oh my God. Hold on. No. Hold on. Yo. He practices score, but not take a punch. Adam, what are you doing? What's going down? This is all part of the plan. Black set him up. This is all part of the plan. Black set him up. Black, you set him up. Good train. What the fuck? I get back shot and I hit and I fuck. This is all a setup.
That's you beat the shit. Boy, they can be a lot of white boys up in Florida.
Wait a minute, that was a dude that he let, with his wife and whatnot, and then they did celebrity box?
Yep, and he whipped his ass in the round 1. That was the round 1.
Boy. The internet is a fool, boy.
Man, that was like a big old sausage fest, man. Like a pool of testosterone. Man, why did he just doesn't have any that was just a publicity, huh?
He about that money, man.
All I got to say is Sticky Fingers has been avenged for that fiasco on MTV. That's what's up. So anyway,
no, he ain't. No, he hasn't. Nope.
I bet 4 extra beat him with one hand.
All right, thank y'all for watching the show. We out of here.